I know P. Diddy is just tired of the lawsuits at this point. So today we are talking about P. Diddy's son, Christian Combs, and the new lawsuit against him, and I have all the court documents to talk about it. This lawsuit was filed by an attorney named Tyrone Blackburn. It was actually filed on the behalf of a young lady named Grace O'Marquet. So the lawsuit is against Christian Combs, Sean Combs. They have a few Jane Does inside of the lawsuit and a ABC corporation. The lawsuit actually started out pretty crazy. As it began to describe P. Diddy, this is what it says. Unfortunately, as the saying has it, the apple does not fall far from the tree. Defendant Sean Combs, who has also been accused of several acts of SA, among other deplorable conduct, is the father of the defendant C. Combs, who has seemingly taken after his father and the family business of reckless partying and other illegal conduct. Wow. In 2022, Grace and her team were notified that they were going to be working aboard a chartered yacht, and she was surprised to find out that Sean Combs had actually leased the yacht and had full control of the staff and the premises. Then went on to say, Grace found it very suspicious that after one shot of De Leon tequila or one mixed drink, various women on the yacht would be falling over themselves, panicking or passing out. Wow. Which led the plaintiff to reasonably believe that the alcohol given to these women was likely laced. So on or about the early morning of December 28th, 2022, Grace was notified that Christian Combs was going to be brought over to the makeshift recording studio where he was going to record with Rodney Jones. So when Christian arrived to the studio, it says that he was already heavily intoxicated, but that did not stop him from ordering more shots. Once the shots arrived, Christian asked Grace to bring the shots to the recording studio sun deck, and she obliged, being that she was the only waitress available at the time. Grace delivered the shots. Christian insisted that Grace take shots of tequila from a bottle that she was unfamiliar with and she thought that he might have brought on board. She obliged. She went ahead and took shots of the tequila, being she wanted to be polite and thought that she would be able to just leave after that. After taking the shot, Grace asked if she could leave, and allegedly Christian became very upset. He became so upset that he violently grabbed her arm and insisted that she stay and sit beside him. At this point, it says that the situation was starting to escalate and Grace was even physically assaulted, saying that the defendant touched various parts of her body, even tried to kiss her neck, face, and hands. It went on to say that Grace's memory of the situation is pretty vague. She doesn't recall exactly what happened due to her taking shots of the spiked tequila, but it does say luckily Mr. Jones was on board recording because P. Diddy insisted that Rodney Jones record everything, so he does have an audio recording of the situation. Wait, I'm not done. So some time goes by and Christian reaches out to Grace again, letting her know that he was looking for a place to sleep, and she advised him that he could sleep inside of the cinema room. So as she took him to the cinema room, which the cinema room has one door to exit and enter, it says that the plaintiff entered the room and defendant C. Combs blocked her from exiting. Plaintiff retreated to a corner of the room and defendant C. Combs became physical and extremely aggressive. He cornered plaintiff and started to grope her, while the plaintiff pushed him back constantly. It also says that C. Combs then took off all his clothes and tried to do some other things. That's crazy. It says the plaintiff began fighting C. Combs, and not long after, her partner on board entered the cinema and the plaintiff was finally able to leave. So the morning after, Grace complained to the yacht captain, Captain Peter Milkoff. It says the captain lacked compassion or concern, failed to investigate, and insisted that the plaintiff was probably voluntarily partying with the guests. She was not. The captain also added insult to injury by assigning Grace to work in the front of the house, which required personally serving defendants.
Here is everyone named in the P. Diddy sexual abuse lawsuit. Firstly, the lawsuit mentions Jennifer Lopez. The lawsuit claims that while Jennifer Lopez was dating P. Diddy, she brought a gun and gave it to Diddy in the 1999 nightclub shooting. It also claims that Diddy forced his then artist, Shy, to claim responsibility for the shooting. Next, the lawsuit specifically mentions Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. It reads in part, quote, Mr. Combs was known for throwing the best parties. Affiliation with and/or sponsorship of Mr. Combs' sex trafficking parties granted legitimacy and access to celebrities such as famous athletes, political figures, artists, musicians, and international dignitaries like British royal Prince Harry. Lastly, there is Cuba Gooding Jr. The lawsuit claims that Gooding Jr. sexually assaulted Lil Rod while on P. Diddy's private yacht. This is a photo of Cuba Gooding Jr. with his arm around Lil Rod smirking. P. Diddy's future is unknown, but the likelihood of federal charges being brought against him for sex.
So guys, it's so bad that Diddy involved his young son into his suits. He dragged his son Christian into this. Imagine, he dragged him in a lawsuit of worthy $30 M. So guys, I don't know. Reports have been coming through, not only him, but he dragged him. But some people say he did this because he's not the solely attached father to Christian. But imagine a young boy suffering because of the dad. Imagine he could not swallow his pride alone. Then he ends up, guys, just know, for Diddy, it's getting down. Anytime from now, it's getting down because, guys, it's a lot. A lot of cases have been coming through involved in male, ladies, and so on. So, guys, so it's getting down. Let's keep watching and don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Thank you so much. Hey guys, welcome back to the Spotlight News. So it's getting down, and so what's for Diddy? Actually, if you're to look at in this Diddy story, it came as a scenario whereby it was a joke. From nowhere, things became worse. Later on, if you're to look at the behind videos, we came to know that Justin Bieber was used in a way that he was young at 15 years, and her mom sold him to Diddy, and a lot of stuff happened. To the extent, Justin Bieber came out and talked about what he was going through, but we could not take it in, because if you're to listen to this song, I'm so lonely, lonely, you can know that they sold him so when he was young and he was going through a lot, but we could not know. But things are getting worse, though we are still wondering, why is he still on the streets? Why is he still moving like wow, like shit, like nothing happened? And so what? Yeah. Today, this time around, the producer came in to tell us the real fact and the real what is really happening. Actually, reports have been coming out that he handed over the recordings to the police. He handed over the recordings of Diddy and so on to the police. It is alleged that in this sex Paris for Diddy's, the ones he used to host, the ones he used to come within, a lot of stuff happened whereby they could not allow anybody inside the party. You could come, like, guys, only sex workers and so on. Most of them were involved in the party. So a lot of stuff was happening in.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Do you realize how important your story is? Every time I have a conversation with someone who's been through this unique type of experience, I'm searching for some kind of truth that can help.
I commend you for going there and asking the tough
questions. Are you attracted to men or women?
It depends on my mood, my vibe.
Is it true that you've had sexual relations?
I just had a question. I'm just trying to tell all these young cats out there trying to come up, like, where do you think they gotta go to? From your point of view, you know what I'm saying? What is the best advice you could give them? Because I be telling them, like, my best advice is they gotta do it a whole new way, a different way, like they from another planet. But coming from you, coming from the man of men right now, tell them something good.
I mean, first of all, you want to stay away from these Diddy popping motherfuckers. Motherfuckers dancing all on the motherfucking stage and shit. They want your ass. You call them astronauts. So be afraid. Be very afraid.
You really ain't built for the game. Something like that.
No.
All these stories has been around the industry for a long time. all these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage other men into sexual acts with him. There was story that he was trying to get Chris Brown. There's stories about, you know, those young boys that he had, a group, B5 or something like that, trying to get them.
48 hours. Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really decide.
I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do, whenever, however the fuck I want to do it. You know why? Because I'm the freest nigga in the world.
Right.
He says Diddy could record everyone in a party, and they give you things. At the end of the day, you wake up with a man. You can wake up when you're with your own man, a man to a man, or a lady to a lady, or you wake up when you're surrounded by 3 ladies. Because for him, he said he was surrounded by 3 female workers. You know, so guys, whatever was happening in the parties, I think it is just disgusting. Because just imagine you wake up with your fellow man or with your fellow lady or with a sex worker. You don't know even how you reach bed. You don't know how you find yourself waking up with such manner. So guys, I think it's a lot, because I think it's going down and it's a lot that coming out. Let's pray that our recordings, they be safe where they are, so that we can bring them to you as we premiere them to you, and you see really what is happening. Guys, a lot of things are happening behind the walls, behind the dark doors. Because if you come to realize a lot of stuff, and this time around it's for Diddy, but I don't believe that it's only Diddy in this, but a lot of people, because wherever it's coming out, it's not, a lot of people were involved in this scenario. Not only one person, but just because the name is on top now, but I think a lot of guys are in this. But I think, yeah, let's keep pushing as we see what will really happen next. Because if these recordings come out, what next? You know, I think a lot of guys are going to come out and talk about it. See how young guys are put into such generation. Imagine someone growing up with such trauma because they had no imagine such trauma because you have no option. You like the celebrity life and you have to pay the price, which you don't know what's going to cost you. What's going to cost you? You're doing something you don't want because you don't feel like losing that celebrity manner. You don't feel like you want to quit. You don't feel like it's the real thing you have to do, but because you're like the tops are telling you to do it, and you're doing it because you're buying fame. You're doing it when you don't want, but this is something which is going to affect you at the end of the day. And in this case, not only ladies were affected, but also men. Moreover, even young kids involved in this. Guys, this is so worse. I don't know. This is so worse. But guys, let's pray for each other. Let's pray as we see how it goes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Love you all. May God bless you so much, and stay tuned.